hello, Truth and Love Nation. We are here again Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And today's message was a place of grace. I got to learn how to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah. So this new series, A Place of Grace, has truly been a blessing to me. It's kind of like a few years ago when the theme was graced for this. That was a really life-changing time in my life. And this A Place of Grace is like taking me what I was graced for and taking me to that place of grace. So this has been an awesome series to me. And so when we started out the service today with the prayer and with praise and worship, it was just a time I don't have words to describe how awesome it was, or how just the ambiance and everything in praise and worship. You know, Kevin said he's been gone for 2 weeks. He brought it today. He brought it back today.
He was on fire today. I mean, blaze. I mean, the whole room.
Yes.
I mean, you could feel the presence of God. And then, we had a couple of runners out here that, were trying to do their thing out here today.
I'm going to run.
I know when my wife takes her shoes off, make a path. She's coming. Pastor says she was cut off from the aisle right there.
We need to talk about the rules of the run. Keep the aisles clear. That's the first rule of the run.
Of the runners. Because Jeree was on the run, too.
I tagged her, though. Did you see me? I tagged her, and I tagged her. It's like, tag me, and I'll run for you.
We got JJ over here. They're going to run now. Just to let you know, they're going to run. But that's what, with the praise and worship, when it gets like that, Pastor, bless his heart. He tries to tell the new folks, we ain't like this every week. I don't know where he goes every week, but
well, it's true. Sometimes it's worse. Sometimes it takes, and when I say worse, I don't mean worse in a bad way. I mean that sometimes, it just gets higher. The kabod of the Lord is in this place, and it just takes us. Hey, I'm looking forward to the time, and I know when Pastor hears this, he's gonna be like, "What?" But I'm looking for the time when worship is so high that he can't even preach. He can't even get up in the pulpit and preach. Can you imagine that?
You're trying to get rid of Pastor?
No. I'm just saying, but can you imagine the worship getting that high? If you liked it today, can you imagine it going up like to the 10th power? And he can't. And when I say he can't preach, because we know he's gonna bring the word, and and we ready for that, and we come anticipating that. But when it's to the point where the presence of the Lord is here, and he can't even preach the word, can you imagine? Can we imagine? I can only imagine.
No, we're gonna be here till 2 or 3
yeah,
o'clock.
I'm telling you. I'm saying, but it's just awesome. Just waiting for that time, and we're getting there. We're getting there because it seems like it's getting higher and higher and higher, and every round you're higher and higher and higher. Old song.
Amen.
But then the word came forth today. So praise and worship was awesome.
Yep.
And when the word came forth today, this was a very I would say different kind of message. Informational, informative, and instructional was the message on today. So coming out of it, it was a word for me. It was a me word. So I was on the way taking someone home today, and we were talking about it, and she was saying, we were arguing because she said it was her word, and I said it was my word. And so then we decided that we were going to share the word. So for everybody else, it was our word. So
Did y'all still have your shoes on?
Yeah, we still had our shoes on. Hey, but Cush was running. Cush was in the wind. Somebody gonna run.
It was just amazing because the way he broke it down and everything. In the book of Ruth, poor decisions, and this is Pastor Cobie's quote: "Poor decisions plus poor outcomes equals bitterness."
Yeah.
And like you said, the man of the house decided, well, we moving. And like Pastor said, well, I don't see nowhere where they prayed or they inquired about God or God said anything about moving, but they moved. And that was a poor decision. And the, you move out there. They were out there for how many years?
10.
10 years.
And so in what we were talking about it today, right before equip class, and here's a plug for equip class on the second Sunday, where Pastor Cobie takes the time to pour into us, to equip us, and to teach us. So for equip class today, I was talking to someone, and she was saying, and she was like, she made the point. She was like, how long does a famine usually last? Doesn't it usually last about 7 years? So if they just stayed in Bethlehem and just made it through the famine, might not have been as bad. There was 10 years, and I was like, you know what? That's a good point. Plug here for School of Ministry. I was like, that's a good point. You must be a School of Ministry student, a student of the Word. And she said, yeah. She said, it really makes me really ask more questions and really dig deep into it. But that's a valid point. What if he'd have just stayed in Bethlehem and wrote it out? And that's kind of what Pastor Cobie was talking about today with our impatient decisions. We get tired of waiting. We get tired of going through, and we make a rash decision, and then we mess up.
And then inquire to God. Didn't seek God's counsel on this at all. Just be like, yeah, it's time to go. I got me, we're in what was it? He said
a famine.
The famine. But you were in Bethlehem, which means house of bread. And we're running out of bread in the house of bread.
So there's no bread in the house of bread. So let's leave the house of bread and let's go into a foreign place.
The Moabites. Oh yeah.
Let's go over there, and we gonna eat their bread. But I mean, we, like you said, we can't judge him. Because we would do the same thing. And some of us would say, well, I did seek the face of God. I did ask and inquired of God, but did we wait for the answer?
There you go.
Just a hasty decision. We don't want to wait. And so I say this was a me word because I'm in a point in life where I feel like I'm in a famine of sorts. And there's things that I'm thinking. And I was just talking to a friend of mine last night about it. And I was like, I'm in a valley of decision. What am I going to do? Pray with me. Pray for me, that I make the right decision. And, and she was talking. We was asking questions and da-da-da-da. And then today, Pastor Cobie was preaching, and he was using some of the same terminology, some of the same phrases that I was asking her about yesterday. So I was like, okay, Lord, all right, I get it. I hear you.
Confirmation.
I hear you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, because making these decisions, without seeking the Lord, you're heading towards rebellion here.
And then, but sometimes, who wants to be in a place of discomfort? So that was a point that he made that I really liked when he said, you want to win, but you haven't gotten in the fight.
Yep.
I was like, ooh, that was good, because we do want to win. Everybody wants to be a winner, right? Who wants to lose? Nobody wakes up and say, I want to lose today. I want to be a loser. I want to lose this battle today. Nobody wakes up saying that. Nobody says, when I grow up, I want to be a loser. Nobody does that, right?
Right.
So we all want to win, but who wants to fight? And then I was like, yeah, I don't want to fight. I want to win, but I don't want to fight. Why? Because in the fight, I could get hit. I could get hurt. There's going to be bruises. There's going to be all kinds of things that I'm going to have to deal with in the fight in order to win.
Correct.
I don't want to fight, but I want to win. So that's a quagmire. It's a place, a difficult situation. What do you do? How you going to win if you're not in the fight? How are you going to win if you don't start the race? How are you going to win? And so that, to me, I've heard this over and over and over again about, being in a race, being in the fight, and winning. But today, when he made the point, it was like, an epiphany. Oh, you got to participate. There's going to be times of discomfort. There's going to be times, when you're in a fight, when you're in a race, you're going to be tired. You're going to want to quit. You're going to want to give up. But you got to keep it going. You got to keep it moving, because we know who our Father is. And so It was just, taking the bitter with the sweet.
Yep.
And then when he made that lemonade, I want you to know that when he squeezed that lemon, I actually felt the squeeze. He's like, because sometimes you have the pressure. I'm like, yeah. Sometimes you have the pressure, and it's bitter, and there's pressure, and it's squeezing what's in you. It's squeezing it out of you. And, it was just, man, words cannot describe this message today. And I'm the type of person, when the message is really good, I'm really quiet. Meaning, when I say really good, it's hitting me. It's answering something that I have in my heart, something that I have placed before God, and he's answering it through the word, and I got to be quiet because I need to hear. So that's why you didn't hear much from me today, except during praise and worship and the announcements, you know, praise and worship, because I got triggers. We all got triggers, or at least I know what mine are. So I got triggers. You know, when we talk about the blood, that is my trigger. That's my trigger. And when we talk about Matthew 25.
Amen.
Woo! That's my trigger. So, so today, that when all that came forth today, was like, those things trigger and I make some noise, right? But today, when the word was coming through, I was real quiet because I wanted to make sure I was hearing from the Lord, and I felt like I did.
Well, another point that he made was we must learn who is incapable of immovable devotion. And when you learn that, when you understand that your Lord, he's not moving.
He's going to be the same yesterday, today. He's the consistent one. We are inconsistent, but he's the consistent one. And ain't that good to know? That is just.
And I'm glad he doesn't get sick and tired of me.
Man, wasn't that awesome that when he brought that out, that this child's name was sick and this child's name was tired, and so their parents had sick and tired? Oh my gosh,
that was funny.
That was funny. I got to give it to you, sir, Pastor Cobie. That was a funny one. That was pertinent and funny. That's good.
I don't care who you are. That was funny. that was good, Pastor.
Sick and tired. But the message today was awesome. I'm so glad he showed us not only how to wait on the Lord, but he also showed us how to make lemonade.
Yep, that. And he also explained, there's only 2 books in the Bible that are named after you ladies.
Yep. So we're important. We're pertinent. We're there.
Amen,
we're there.
Amen. I mean, it's there for a reason.
Yep.
And that was just awesome because Ruth's name was, what did Ruth's name mean? Pleasant?
Ruth's name was pleasant. Naomi was pleasant.
Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi was pleasant. Yeah.
Yeah, in the book of Ruth.
Yeah. Naomi was pleasant.
Yeah, that was her name.
That was her name. But until she changed it to Myra for being bitter.
Well, she changed it.
But
like Pastor said, back then, the parents would usually name the child, basically something that's happened around. So from her name meant pleasant.
Yep. That was what she was intended to be. That's what she was meant to be. She was born to be pleasant.
Yeah.
But life hit, and she changed it to bitter. And I get it, because that happens to us.
Right.
Life hits, and we get a little bitter. But thank God for her daughter-in-law, and thank God for this season of grace, this place of grace that he takes us to, and understand and teaches us. And like I said, it was when he squeezed that lemon today, I felt the squeeze. I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. It's a lemon being squeezed. I get it, but he's squeezing all that stuff out. And then he's going to take something and he's going to make it good. He's going to make something good out of it. So I was so grateful for the word on today. I'm so glad for this series, and so thankful for Pastor Cobie listening to the Lord and being obedient, because like I said, it's my word today. I hope it was a word for you. And so, hey, we can keep going. Hey, let's finish this conversation at home and let's talk about it some more. But for right now, here comes the church.